Hi, and welcome to On the B-Side with BTS, a special tribute where we share real stories from ARMY across Australia. As we count down to BTS reuniting after their military service, this project celebrates the deep connections, life moments, and inspiration this group continues to bring. I'm your host, Birgit. Thanks so much for joining us. Okay, ARMY, here we are. Another ARMY story for you coming up, and I'm happy to say hello and welcome to Claire. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Birgit. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Yes. I was nearly said, are you sort of still on cloud nine? But we'll get to that in a second anyway.
Yeah,
I think anyone who sees your t-shirt can
don't
sort
get
of
me started.
we can sort of see where this is gonna lead just looking at your t-shirt. There you go. There you go. Yes, we'll get to Hobie in a bit, I'm sure. But let's start off with the first questions I ask every ARMY I talk to, and that is, how did the guys find you? How did they come into your life?
I think I've been ARMY now for about coming up to 2 years, and I just happened to stumble on K-pop itself through an author that I was following on Instagram, and she's a big K-pop fan. And it happened there's someone shared a reel or a comment or something about Aussies in K-pop, two Aussie guys in a K-pop group, which ended up being Bang Chan and Felix from Stray Kids. So I was like, how do Aussie guys get into a K-pop group? So I sort of did a little bit of a, rabbit hole search on Stray Kids, and through that, obviously my algorithms changed, and this author is also a massive BTS fan, and her bias is Jimin. And so she was sharing a lot of Jimin reels and commentary. So yeah, I just sort of fell down that rabbit hole that we all seem to do, and started off with, I just want to know who they are and what their names are and who they are in the group and why there's so many of them. There's 7 of them. It seems so strange, but yeah, that was it. I just somehow fell and I can't get out of it. So finding more and more things as I go along, that just makes me keep falling, and I'm quite happy here.
In the purple world.
In the purple world, absolutely.
Wow. So it seems like a lot of ARMY sort of the algorithm, I don't Instagram or on Facebook, just like boom, there you go. Now you got it. Won't let you go.
Clever marketing, something about that is, yeah. And I was never really a social media person. I didn't really spend a lot of time in Instagram. I think it was probably a bit new to me. So yeah, and all of a sudden my everything was BTS, and of course, you led to the YouTube and starting to watch the music videos and the performances and all this stuff, that I was just like, wow, there's just so much content on these guys, and it blew my mind, really.
It still does. I mean, it feels like you need 2 lifetimes to actually catch up with everything.
Absolutely. I thought when they went into the military, because I guess I'm probably military, era, because I really started noticing them probably after J-Hope went into the military, because I don't really remember him and Jin in my initial search of them. But yeah, they just I can't remember what I was going to say then. I just got off on
oh, the content and the usual military. We got all the time in the world.
I was going to say, I thought in the military I would have all this time to catch up on Run BTS and all the In the Soups and the Bon Voyages, and I'm bad ARMY in the way that I am so far behind on all of that. Just there's so much content thrown at us that it's just keep up. So, and I must admit, I felt it was a bit overwhelming at the start too. You know, especially when you watch those Run BTS programs and they're all talking over each other. And back at the start, I didn't know their voices. So whereas now, when I watch, I know who's talking a bit better because I know the cadences of their voices. But yeah, it was a bit overwhelming. So I sort of shelved that. I'll get around to it. I watch bits and pieces.
Yeah, it is. I think overall it can be very overwhelming being in the BTS world because it's just no let up. It's just constant go, go, go. You don't get time to breathe, no matter what angle you're looking at. If it's merch, if it's albums, if it's like content, otherwise it's just non-stop. I have no idea how they do it. It's just exhausting.
It is, isn't it? And when you think about everything they've done in the last 2 years to give content to their fans while they're away, like I just can't imagine what it must have been like beforehand when they were all out and doing this every day of their lives. But yeah, I can only imagine what it's going to be like when they're all out. I'm really, really looking forward to that.
I'm kind of torn. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also like, oh my God, someone give me an energy injection to keep up.
Absolutely. And this FOMO, I've never ever experienced FOMO like I have in this fandom. It's just, I think it's just so much of a hype and everyone's so excited and you just want to be in it too. And and us being here in Australia, we don't get a lot of you know, the concerts or the pop-ups or the exhibitions or all the things that just seem so amazing to do. We just sadly don't get it, but hopefully things might change further down the track. We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, it is. And I think also in a way, you need a big budget.
Oh yeah.
You need a massive budget, like remortgage your house.
Yeah.
To be able to afford everything, you know, and then it's a whole nother discussion about the FOMO.
Exactly. And I'm trying not to get too caught up in it because sometimes it's just like, I wish I lived in the States, or, you know, I wish I, you know, could have a job that I could travel freely. And anyway.
It's, you know, it's not, I know I've had like, was it, I don't know, about 2-3 weeks ago, I was like in the FOMO dump. So not just because of BTS, there was other stuff going on, but it was just like the icing on the cake that kind of sat there and I'm like, seriously, I don't need this. It was not good. But anyway, I guess in a way, I do try to say to myself, we're still luckier than other countries who will probably never ever have a tour, never ever have a pop-up or anything like that. So
true.
You know, try to put it in perspective, I guess.
It looks promising that there has been a lot of K-pop acts that have been coming out recently. So, like, well, maybe we're starting to get on their map a little bit. So, we'll see.
Hopefully, but it's funny when and I mean, that's obviously not really part of the conversation, but, you know, you sort of think about it, like, what actually determines for them to come here. You hear so many different things like streaming and this and that, and there's a whole nother conversation about will they come one day. So I just tried to keep my wiggly bits crossed and
exactly.
We'll see. Or win the lottery so I can travel.
Yes. Yep.
That'd be good. So when did you actually realize that BTS were like, they had hold on you, like that they caught you in like a tuna in Jin's, you know, song?
I think it took a good 6 months for me to actually admit that I was ARMY. Like I refused to use all the, you know, the words, you know, bias and bias wrecker. I just thought, oh no, that's not really me. That's not my thing. Then you slowly realize as you get further into it that that's okay. That language is okay. And then you meet people that speak that same language too and make you feel a bit more comfortable actually talking about it. So yes, coming from my friendship group who no one's into K-pop. So I had no one to talk to about it. So it took me a while. Yeah, as I said, 6 months to really sort of go, okay, yeah, I think I'm in this for the long haul. Like I thought it was just going to be a phase, maybe a few months, but no, I'm still in it, still loving it, and yeah, just really enjoying it, really enjoying the fandom and the sense of community that it brings. It's been really nice.
Even as an introvert, they got the extrovert out of you, did they?
I think they have. They just like so many people comment on just how like when I start talking about them that I just light up and I can bore everyone to death who have no idea who BTS is, and I will tell them who they are and keep going on about it. But 6 months it took me to finally realize, I am definitely an ARMY here. So yeah.
And I sort of can tell who your bias is.
Oh, how? How do you tell?
Your necklace.
Necklace. Yeah.
Yes.
Sugar's my bias. I think I discovered him not straight away, but it was when he released, or I watched a release of him and Woo-sung from The Rose doing Snooze.
Beautiful song.
Beautiful song, great imagery in the music video. And I don't know, it just made me stop and listen and look up all the words to the song. I think it's all in Korean, maybe a couple of English words, not much. But so it made me sort of go and investigate what the song was about. And I just loved it. I loved the lyrics and how he wrote it and why he wrote it. So, because of course, then I did the full, down the rabbit hole on him and watched his Road to D-Day, and I just remember being so impressed with him. And I was like, right, as soon as I knew that his concert had been, I'd missed it, really disappointed that I didn't know who he was. I would have done anything to get to that concert. But I was like, okay, I'm going to buy the video once it comes out, because I knew it would eventually. So that was my first real purchase of BTS merch, was his video of his tour. And I remember watching that and actually felt really sad that I missed it. And it just seemed like it was such an amazing concert. So I have only watched it a couple of times because I really felt sad that I missed it at the end. I just love how I don't know, he's got a lot of the early years of his anger and frustrations, but just the way he writes and his storytelling is really impressive. I was surprised that I liked him because I'm not into rap, never have been into rap. But I don't really see him as that traditional westernized rapping that I grew up with.
I see what you mean.
Very different, and I like what they talk about, and the stories that they share. It's not all just
and that brings me nicely to my next question I had in mind is you mentioned that the way they write and what they sing or rap about or whatever it is, obviously it has impacted you personally to a certain degree. Can you share a little bit maybe how that has impacted you? Like, is it the storytelling that you're really drawn to, or is it the experience maybe from Suga, that what he's been through, that sort of, well, generally BTS, obviously not just Suga, they all have amazing things to share. So
the more I learn about them and read about them, is just their story in its whole entirety just impresses me. And that's what I try to explain to people who, how are you into K-pop? Like, what? These little light, fluffy, teenage stuff. And it's like, no, their story is really quite deep. And, they had a lot of hate in the beginning because they were these underground rappers and street dancers who then went into the idol life, and people thought they sold out, and they got so much hate, and like, I don't understand it, how they could have, but I guess that's the music industry, I don't know, trying to bring them down a peg or two. But I just love how they've become so successful from those beginnings, and their story resonates with me somehow, that it just, and they've stayed really humble. They seem like they're just, really thankful to their fans, and yeah, they just don't seem to have become like Western artists sometimes can be, I guess. I don't know. It's very, very different, hard to explain, but yeah,
Well, I don't know. I don't know much about the Korean culture, but I do feel that has a lot to do with it, with the hate that they've got, but also who they are.
Yeah.
And who who they've become. Which, if you look at the Western world, like the rapping, for example. I mean, growing up in the 90s with the rap stuff,
Yeah.
there was a lot of things that, if I look back, go probably not so nice.
No,
But but maybe that's kind of the difference that's going on with them. I don't know.
But back to your question, yeah, definitely the storytelling, just the way they get their message out to everyone, and the wording of it, and it makes me wish I could speak Korean, because to hear it in that native language, I think the impact would be even more. But yeah, I love going in and just getting the translations, and following people who sort of dissect the meanings of some of their songs, and yeah, it just has brought another element to it that's just listening to words. Following along with the story of it. So yeah,
I just find them. I've said that several times doing this project that I'm doing, but it feels like they're like medicine. They're like a medicine cupboard.
Yes.
And you can just open it, and there's always something there from them that you need at that point. And you can just pick, because it's like there,
Yeah.
So I find that amazing that one group can do that.
Yeah.
So
I know they're so different in so many ways. All their talents are completely different.
Yeah.
Like I often say to people, like that individually they are just so talented and amazing, but when they get together, they really shine. Like there's just something about the way that they perform with each other, and allow each other to be themselves. My biggest thing I love about BTS the most is their found family vibe. Like they really feel like a family to each other, and they have each other's backs, and they look out for each other. And I just love that about them. I think we all search for that in our lives, and it seems to me like they've found that with each other.
Yeah.
I love it. I just love that side of it.
Yeah. And it's also shows that it's possible to have that. And that you can go through bad and good times together and still have that bond.
Yes.
Even if you're not family by blood, you just have that family connection. I think that's incredible too. I think that was one of the things that I found amazing when I first started digging into them. I thought they're not related, but they just seem so close.
Yeah. I mean, they've been through so much.
Oh.
And people live with lived experience that they do grow closer, but then it can also like separate people. So I think it's really impressive that they have stayed together as a unit of the 7 of them. And even now in their solo journeys, like they're so supportive of each other. And I just love that. There doesn't seem to be any jealousy or, problems with someone being more successful than the other. It just doesn't seem to have any of that. And I know I don't know them, and I'll never get to know them personally, but that's just how it comes across, and that they're all very supportive of each other. And I love that.
Yeah. Big tick from us. Now with BTS comes ARMY, and we're both baby ARMY still, even though our journey's like 2 years in. Military ARMY, I guess. I don't know. Weird.
Hello ARMY. I don't know. Whatever you call us.
I know for me, when I first heard the word ARMY was what the fan base was called, I'm like, really? Because my mind went completely different way of what it actually is. So now I'm just like, I'm ARMY, and then sometimes people look at me like, what do you mean ARMY?
I know. I don't often refer to myself to people who don't know as ARMY, because the looks I get, they don't understand. And I say to people, until you experience it, yeah, I can't explain it. So
Yeah.
you need to be in it, I think, to understand it.
So you just said you have to be in it. What does it mean to you being in an army now?
Ah, it's really brought me so much happiness and joy to actually meet Army and be a part of a community of like-minded people, and especially because it is a lot of older women. Whether we're all searching just for that sense of community with other people,
Yeah.
that's what it is. But I know I'm so grateful that I found you and our other friend Kelly, and then through you two, other Army as well. I don't know, I just feel like I've found a little community, and I didn't have that in my life for a long time, and it's nice to have it and just, I don't know, just get together and talk about everything plus a BTS and just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's such a nice, it's just so welcoming. It's so nice to find people to fangirl over something and be passionate about something again. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I really love about it.
Yeah. It just feels like it can take you away from reality sometimes, which can, if you're our age, reality can sometimes be a little bit shitty or whatever you want to call it. But it's just sort of a nice balance where you just go away and you just have like a few hours where you just chit chat and
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about what's going on,
Nope.
and that's just nice. And I mean, I never heard of cup sleeve events or anything like that. So for me, that was like, what is going on here? What is this? Why are fans organizing all this?
What's the point of that?
Yeah.
It's so nice to, be involved in things like that. And I'm trying now to be really supportive of those people that organize all these events so that there's more of them in the future, and more people feel like they can come to them and meet people. And because it really is, for someone like me and probably you, it's hard to meet people as an adult. Common ground, just having a conversation that's not, just about the weather. So it's really nice that as soon as you sit down, you can talk about BTS, and everyone will instantly have a conversation with you. So it's really nice. It's a really nice way to meet people, I think. Just having that common interest. And also because in your normal life, you don't have anyone to talk to about it. Or like, if you're like me, you talk to people about it.
Yeah.
But they're not really interested. They'll just hear.
Yeah.
But to actually have a conversation about songs and, whatever on a more, deeper level than just, oh, he looks really cute, or, whatever. It's just, it's great to find people to have those conversations with without worrying that you've been judged.
Yeah.
So
now, how did it feel for you? You obviously met quite a few Aussie Army, but now you've been to Jakarta to see J-Hope as well. How was what kind of difference did you see there in Army? Was there much difference, or like obviously there's a cultural difference, I guess.
And obviously a language barrier. But the thing I loved, Indonesians are amazing people. So Jakarta was obviously on my list to go to because it was close. That was the main thing. But they're just lovely. They are happy to interpret everything for you. They're just as passionate as the rest of us, I think. So if the one thing that really stays with me from that concert is at the start, before the concert starts, they sing their national anthem. And it was amazing just to stand there and listen to all these Indonesians sing this country song. And they just seemed so proud of it. It was really moving. It was just like, wow, I can't imagine us doing that at a concert here in Australia. But it was beautiful. I loved it. And it wasn't something I was expecting. So it was just like, wow. and everyone was so friendly. And a lot of them were really curious about us as Australians coming, because they're like, "Oh, you're not just coming to Bali," and it's like, "No, we're here with you guys to see J Hope." So yeah, there was a real interest in, wow, you've come all this way. Yeah, loved it. They're just so welcoming. The same sort of vibe as any I've been with Army. Just really happy to talk about their biases and the group as a whole, and and just being excited to be around other people.
Yeah.
Of them. So yeah, it was great.
Funny. You should have taken like an Australia flag or something.
Should have. I wish I had now. Yeah, but
that would have been. That's the next thing on your shopping list for any future concerts.
We did out of it, so yeah. But and again, it was lovely to see other Australians there. Met a couple of Americans. Yeah, just people from everywhere seem to come to these concerts, and crazy, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, really just an amazing experience that I'm blessed to have had, and still can't quite believe I got to do it. So yeah.
Nice. And you did it twice too, didn't you?
Did two, yep.
Yeah.
The Saturday
there you go.
Concerts. I thought, well, we went originally just with one concert and managed to get tickets to the first day in the lead up. And yeah, we just thought, I've always thought, I don't know if I agree with people buying multiple concert days. So many people miss out. But I understand it now. Like you're there and you can do it, and it's available to you. Do it, especially if you can do it from different perspectives. So we had one on the floor in VIP standing, which for me, I'm very short. I was a bit nervous about, but I think the way he did his stage was incredible, because I had no problem seeing. But also I stood back, so I wasn't thick of it. I wasn't near barricade, unfortunately. That was never going to happen. And then the second night we had seats which were up higher, but still amazing views. So great to have totally different perspectives. Yeah, loved it. So I get it. I understand now why people do go to all that they can. If you can. So, and we've travelled so far, might as well. What else were we doing?
Exactly. Now, obviously J Hope and everything. Shame you missed Sugar, but did you see the movie concert, like in the cinemas? Did you miss that one too?
Yes, I saw his when he came. Yep. I dragged him to that one, so he had to sit through that with me, because I
no more.
to go on my own. Now I'd be like, and then I think I did go to I think Jungkook's one that came to the cinema. I went on my own to that, and I was fine, but I was a bit more comfortable being Army. So, but yeah, I love it.
Well, who knows what next year brings? We shall see.
We've still got some J Hope concerts coming to cinemas near us anyway, so we'll be seeing that. And then Jin, I'm guessing, will come to a concert or cinema near us, hopefully.
You can always do that. For those who can't go, they'll come to us. So, but that's the good thing. That's why I found, in a way, of course, it's not the same.
No.
And the FOMO's there, but at least, I guess it's better than nothing, and more than maybe other artists do for their fans. So, we should be grateful for that.
Yeah.
At least. So,
I mean, I saw the live streaming of J Hope in Seoul as well. So I did one day of his. And that was great too. So yeah, it is different, obviously, seeing it in the flesh, but just to have that option is incredible, because I don't know of any artists that do that in the West. So
yeah,
I mean, maybe they do. I'm just not in the circle of knowing about that anymore, because I'm all about BTS.
I'm not sure if they do it live. I mean, Hobie's going to be live, isn't it, that Saturday? So
yeah, That's his Japan one, isn't it?
I think it is Japan,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then he'll live stream those encore performances at Festa. So I'll
Yeah.
be watching. I can't be at Festa, so I'm going to watch online. So.
Well, you and thousands and millions of other army will do the same. There's only so much space for army in Festa, so
Absolutely. Now I'm really got FOMO with the Festa.
we'll survive. I'm sure we'll survive.
I did tell my boss today that I'm going to Festa next month. He wasn't too happy about
that. Right. Obviously now you're in the thick of it. You've experienced the BTS effect live and for real, so you got the bug.
Yes.
Before we close out our chat, I just want to ask you one thing. Now, with everything you've experienced and with them reuniting, obviously, when this comes out, they'll probably be out. Who knows? Yeah. There should be. If you could be in one room with them and you would be able to say one thing to them, what would you say?
That's hard. I'd probably stumble over my words.
Let's pretend you're not and
sitting down having a drink with them.
Yeah.
I just want them to know that what they've brought us is just unbelievable, and that I hope that they can go forward and do the things they want to do. That I think I've said this to you before, like RM's documentary really hit home to me how he's always so thankful to the fans. I just feel like, does he carry that burden of thankfulness? And I would like to say to him, you don't have to always verbalize it. We all know how thankful you are that, our support has put you where you are. Mm-hmm. But it's okay to just silently be thankful. Like, it doesn't always have to come out and, plaster it on everything. I just came away from that documentary just feeling for him and thinking, it must be such a heavy thing to constantly having to be thankful all the time. It must be exhausting. So I want them not to carry that so much with them and know that we support them anyway. And that hopefully, moving forward with all these solo endeavours and coming back together as a group, that they can still do the things for themselves that they need to do creatively. I don't want them to get back onto that, like that crazy spinning wheel that they must have been on for so many years.
Yeah.
I think they've come so far now with their own endeavours that, I just hope that they can keep going with that and also do group activities, but also not feel the pressure that they have to. Just do it at your own pace. You don't have to throw everything out to us all at once.
Yeah.
We'll be here. We'll wait for whatever. But I'm just hope they don't, burn out.
Yeah.
Because we want them around for a long time.
That's right.
They want to give us. So
yeah. I mean, they always say to us, when they're on Weverse or when they come on wherever it is, written or video, stay healthy, make sure you stay healthy and happy. And I think I want to throw that back at them and say, ditto.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. And if that eventually means you're quitting the band, you're putting it on ice,
Yep.
you're saying no more, we've run out of steam, do it. Don't feel like you have an obligation to continue just because.
Yeah, exactly.
Their happiness and everything is important as well. So
I mean, it'll break my heart the day Sugar decides he's not performing anymore and he's just going to be a producer. But that's okay. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. So
yeah,
exactly.
It will be a little bit weird and awkward and sad, of course. But I guess if that makes them happy in the end, then
I just want
them to be okay.
I want them to live fulfilled lives. I guess.
Exactly.
And the outside looking in, it just seems like, can they live normal lives? I guess they can't because they're so global and they're so famous. But I hope behind the scenes they're
Mm.
living the lives that they want to live. So,
Yeah, I hope so too.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they will never lead lives like you and I do.
God no.
But I would say for the entertainment industry standards, I hope they can have a life where it's happy and healthy and the pressure's not constantly there and they don't feel like they have to do,
Yeah.
because they have to. They
Sure.
should do it because they want to.
Yeah, surely by now, 10 years in, they've
Mm,
got a bit more freedom in what they do, hopefully. I don't know.
exactly.
But yeah.
Oh, God, so much to look forward to. By the time this airs, it's going to be June, and who knows what happened in between.
How has it got this quick, almost at June? What are we, 29 days or something?
Yeah, I know.
Home and unbelievable.
Unbelievable. So who knows what's going to happen in June, but I'm sure it's going to be all exciting and nerve-wracking and God knows what. All the emotions thrown in one.
I'll be watching YouTube for that sign of life of them coming out of those barracks. Can't wait.
Oh my God, I'm getting like goosebumps already. I remember when Jin and J-Hope came out. Oh,
Yeah.
that
So
was.
I know. Of all the things, I couldn't believe I was watching just a YouTube feed, a live feed of it for hours. Like nothing was happening, but I was watching. So yeah, it's nice to have things to look forward to again.
Yes.
Things that
exactly.
bring a lot of joy to a lot of people. I think that's what I like.
Yeah, we need more joy and laughter, I think, because life in itself and our world can be such a depressing place sometimes.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
They bring a lot of joy.
They absolutely do.
Happy to be a part of it these days.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're going to wrap it up. Thanks, Claire, for sharing your army story. I hope everyone has enjoyed checking it out as well. And as always, you can leave a comment. You can like it, whatever you want to do. I'm doing the whole spiel now. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it, Army. And yeah, if you want to have something to say, you know where to find us. We're on IG, Instagram, and on YouTube. But other than that, thanks for being here and tuning in. And yeah, you all take care. Stay happy and healthy. Bye for now.